Dear traders, welcome back to Trading Diary. This is the review of the trades of the fourth week of January 2025. So first, I've been studying this week, reviewing my trades because I've been trading a lot, getting in, getting out, getting stopped out, and then at some positions I was up really nicely and the market turned around. As the market turned around, I got stopped out. Although the market was up and I was up on the position really nicely, I then got stopped out for a loss. And I've been working on this just in order to avoid it in future. I'm accumulating too many losses, in fact. So I'm getting in too many stocks. I can't differentiate yet the really strong stocks. And so I'm just getting in all the stocks that are looking good. And then I get stopped out a lot. But I guess anyway, it's a swing trading approach. So I guess I will have an accuracy of around 30-40%. I guess. So this is why I'm thinking, okay, I get in a lot and I always have small losses. But when I've got the winners, I have got big winners, which should be all right in the end overall. So let's have a look on the market. So the market overall has been pulling back over the last couple of days and weeks and recently had this really steep climb up back to new highs here. It's really steep, so I'm super cautious now. I don't know. It's too steep, so I think there should be some more consolidation coming, but let's see. So anyways, I'm putting in stops in all of my open positions. So in case that the market is going to pull back, I get stopped out for a win and not for a loss, right? So this is one of the big changes that I will incorporate in future. So let's talk about the positions. So I've got a couple of positions which have been working really nicely. So these are all my open positions at the moment. As always, I've got $50 of risk and you can see here I'm slightly down on this one, ADBT, then BKSY slightly up, but then a nice one, HOOD. It's been pulling back, by the way. Another nice one, NNE, OKLO, and another one, TLN. So these are my biggest winners, and let's go over those. So one of my bigger winners here, HOOD, it's been consolidating sideways on the daily. The range has been tightening up here, so we had a wide range here and then narrower range here, a little wider range but a higher low, then a gap up that I missed here on this day, but the next day again it gapped up, so I got in and then it's been going up so far for about 13%, which is really nice. So it's a $314 winner unrealized so far, which would be a 6-to-1 reward to risk ratio trade, which is really nice. On the weekly too, we can see that it has been rallying for a couple of weeks now, and now it put in this sideways consolidation of about 6-7 weeks, and now it's breaking out of this range. So I guess this is going to be the next leg up. So I'm rather optimistic about this trade and I would want to stay in for a bit longer. NNE, a really nice trade so far. I'm up $550 on NNE with a $50 risk, which would be a stunning 11-to-1 reward to risk ratio trade. It's been consolidating sideways, so I think this could already be considered as a VCP pattern. So we've got a high here, then a low here, then it's been rallying up again, a bit a lower high, then a higher low. I got in here already, and then I got stopped out for a loss because I didn't sell here. It's been undercutting here the 50 EMA, and then it's been coming back up again. It put in this really nice day on volume, and I got in on this day here. So on this day here, as it broke out of this range, I got in. On the weekly, we've got this really, really nice cup and handle pattern. So look at this. So we've got the cup here, the handle. We have got a previous breakout here, an early breakout here, then a pullback, then the range got really, really tight here. A false breakout here on which I got in and stopped out then for a loss, undercutting the 50 EMA down here, and then this really, really nice push here to the upside. So up 11 times my risk. Really nice trade. I think the only thing that I could do better next time is to get in on this day here. As volumes, look at this is a relative volume of about 2 times. So I could have got in on this day here already, and then I would have maximized my wins up about 65%. Really nice. Really nice one. This one, I'm really happy with this trade. Another one, OKLO. Again, same thing. So OKLO has been consolidating sideways. So we've got here a double top. Then it has been pulling back a bit. Then pushing again, but on to a lower high, slightly lower high. Then a double bottom here and forming here. So I interpreted this as a cup and handle here. So OKLO again, I got in here on this day here, and then I got also stopped out for a loss on the first move, but then I got in again as I saw that it put in this higher low here. I didn't get in on this day on like smaller volume here. I got in here for the first time on this gap up day here, as you can see here. So I had this flag pattern here. I got in for the break here, and then I stopped out for loss here. So it was closing weak, then another day of consolidation here, then a slight move on slightly higher volume, and then gap up, which I did miss on this day here. Really, it's a pity. And I got in on this day here. So I got in, so it put in this first 5-minute candle, then a pullback, putting in the first low, and I thought, okay, this looks pretty strong. It's also the breakout of this upside resistance here, as you can see, and I got in with a stop at the lows, a bit larger. This is why I only bought 30 shares, and then it's been pushing through the resistance. On the weekly, it's a really nice pattern too, because it had this really strong move down here about 300%. Then it was consolidating sideways. The range was getting tighter and tighter. We had this first breakout here, then pulling back again to the 9 EMA before breaking out of the range here. Really nice trade in my opinion. We are up $260, which would be a 5-to-1 reward to risk trade. Really nice. So TLN has been moving up over the last couple of weeks and months. So coming from a low of $64, going up to about $200, just really nice move. And it had this very, very light pullback on the weekly, which I used to get in. So on the daily, then we had this move up, consolidation sideways, a slight or false breakout, as it were, then a pullback to the 50 EMA here, touching the 50 EMA, putting in 2 lower lows here and here. But then it could stabilize, and we've got a higher low, and then forming a kind of cup and handle here. So you can see here the cup, here the handle, with a false breakout here on this day. On volume though, so we had higher volume on this day here, breaking out, then the next day pulling back again, touching the 9 EMA, and then on this day another low volume day here, and then I got in on this day and got stopped out for a loss because my stop was just too tight. It's a pity, but it is what it is. So I saw this. So we had it sold off. So it gapped up. It sold off up on the open. Then it recovered in 2 5-minute candles. It went sideways consolidation. I bought here on this false breakout, and I had the stop just below here, this consolidation area. I thought, okay, if it is strong, it's going to push through it. But apparently it was not strong enough, so it pushed a bit, but then it pulled back, broke VWAP, pulled back, broke the 9 EMA, 20 and 50 EMA, pulled back, but recovered like midday and moved back up. Another thing is that next time I'll observe this as it's going for new highs, and I will get in another time here in the afternoon, right? I could have got in here, about here. So move up, consolidation, and then got in here. But anyways, I got in the next day. So we had this consolidation here. The range was getting tighter and tighter, and I got in as it broke VWAP here with the stop, I think, down here somewhere. And then it had this really strong move on higher volume, which would be 1.8 or 1.7 times the daily volume. Been moving up about 11%, and now it's closing at about 7%. On TLN, I'm up $450 unrealized, which would be a stunning 9-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So these are the really nice trades of last week. And I also have been studying a lot. So what I do is I would pull up old stocks or any recent strong stock, and then I would go back, and we've got this really nice feature here on Thinkorswim on demand where I can just go back in time and then replay the price action. I am taking screenshots, and I make this library, this booklet kind of folder, and I mark out VCPs, and I mark out breakouts or episodic pivots. And so I get this really massive data set that I can go over and over and over in order to train my eyes and train my pattern recognition, to take more risk in the A+ setups and to take less risk in any A or B setups. Another one is a clear setup. So sometimes I'm getting in, the setup is not right, I'm getting in, I've got this feeling, but often it's just not working out. And a third one is that I was buying weak stocks. So only strong stocks within, let's say, 20% of the 52 weeks high. I'm going to consider these, and all the other stocks I'm just cutting out. There is enough stocks that are moving, and cash is a position. And I'm repeating this every day. It's a mantra. And I feel really, really confident that my trading is getting better and better and better. My confidence, and I see that the stocks that I pick are moving. So I'm really looking forward. I'm really confident that this is going to work out. 2025 is going to be the year. So I think it's going to be all right. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the support. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. And I wish you all a very successful week. Trade safely. This is Albert with Trading Diary. I'm signing off. Take care. Goodbye.